Good afternoon to all SSS, program coordinators, supervisors, and all audience. I'm Ahnoosh, would like to do my final Viva presentation on dissertation title, A Model to Improve Chatbot Performance on School Students' Expectation to Utilize Chatbot in Asia. So this is the table of content. So chapter 1 is introduction, chapter 2 is literature review, chapter 3 research methodology, chapter 4 is result and data analysis, chapter 5 is discussion and conclusion. So basically, by telling this chatbot, right, I'm doing pre-pilot test. I have done pre-pilot test, pilot test, and also survey. So pre-pilot test was conducted to identify the problems, and pilot test was done after improving the chatbot performance, and the survey also was conducted. So, according to Khan and Das 2018, chatbot is a software application used to conduct an online chat conversation. So, since COVID is been there to affect Malaysia, to affect the country, even the school students are being affected. They can't go to the school. Okay, even when the government says, okay, you can now go to the school, but the parents are afraid of sending the kids to the school. So, they need a proper medium to clear their doubts regarding COVID. So chatbot was the medium, and I've used chatbot to improvise the chatbot performance, and students start using chatbot. So the pre-pilot test, okay, the main problem is the chatbot performance on school students' expectation to use chatbot. So there are 6 sub-problems, okay. So the pre-pilot test, okay, so when the students are asked, will they use the chatbot again? Mostly say disagree. Okay, disagree is 46.7% of them says disagree. So when the students are asked, uh, how many times do they use a chatbot in a day? Mostly says 5 to 6 times. So the students are chatbot users, but they do not want to use this particular chatbot because of the chatbot performance. What kind of chatbot performance? The chatbot performance can be the command, so the chatbot doesn't answer quickly for the question which is being asked by the students, or sometimes it gives something else. The answers are not relevant, and sometimes it's not that friendly. It's quite hard to even use the chatbot, quite hard to even open the chatbot, the window of the chatbot. So the chatbot is not friendly. When the user is asking one particular question, it only gives one word answer. So the chatbot is not friendly enough. So this is the example of the question being asked. So when the user asks, how does the virus spread, with a question mark, the chatbot gives a proper lengthy answer. But when the same question is asked in a different way, it doesn't know, the chatbot doesn't know how to reply, so it gives answer related to a mask. So that is the problem which has been identified in this particular chatbot. So the problem statement, okay, the research gap, according to Dwitam FM Newsly is 2020, the future study should focus on evaluating the chatbot performance continuously. So the main problem here is the school students' expectation to use COVID-19 chatbot was lacking in chatbot performance. So that is what we are going to improve here. So the research question 1, do the parameters able to design a model of a chatbot? RQ2, do the chatbot influence the students' expectation to use the chatbot after implementing the proposed chatbot? Okay, RQ3, do the relationship between the parameters and the school students are significant? Okay, so the research objective 1 is to design a model of a chatbot with the parameters. Okay, RO2 is to design and to determine the student's expectation to use chatbot after implementing proposed chatbot. RO3 is to determine the significant relationship between the parameters and also the school students. So the research hypothesis here is basically to measure the independent variables and also dependent variable, and this will help in data analysis and result in chapter 4 later. So basically here what this slide is actually saying is the independent variable, which is hypothesis 1 to hypothesis 6, has significant relationship with student use chatbot, which is the dependent variable. So the scope of the study is to explore the effectiveness of chatbot performance that affect the school student to use COVID-19 chatbot. And a method used is convenient sampling, and the sample size is school students aged between 13 to 17, and the research instrument is self-administrated questionnaires. And the significance of study is okay, the significant study is to educate and motivate students and parents on COVID-related matters and clear their doubts regarding COVID-related matters. Okay, this particular research is also helping the academician, the government, the business educators, and to motivate students and also parents. Okay, chapter 2 literature review is all about the variables and also the models. Okay, these are the articles that I have read for this dissertation. There are many, but I can only put 15 here. Mostly are on my thesis. Okay, those are the variables being supported by the authors. Okay, sequence to sequence model is the model that I'm using. So basically in this model there are two input, there are input and also output, which is encoder and decoder, whereas for BERT and GPT model it only has one particular path. Okay, so for BERT they use encoder, and for GPT-2 they use decoder. But for sequence to sequence there are both encoder and decoder, and it is one of the best model to be used in chatbot according to those authors. Okay, research methodology, this is the process and this is the layout. So pre-pilot test was conducted, and then the questionnaires was tested, and then pilot test was conducted. The problem is identified. The model, the sequence to sequence model being implemented into Chatbot model, so the proposed model, and then developed Chatbot, survey was done, analysis was done, data analysis was done. I wrote the report for the result was taken, and the discussion was done, and also the conclusion. So research methodology, the questionnaire, this thesis is quantitative research. The hypothesis is correlation, Pearson correlation. The sample size, okay, according to Push and Burn 2012, sampling error is 5% and confidence level is 95%. Convenient sampling, okay, the questionnaires was tested and it was 0.84 Cronbach alpha using SPSS. Okay, so pre-pilot test was conducted from 10 June to 20th June. Okay, distributed 80 questionnaires, responded 68, and error was 8, valid was 60 questionnaires. Pilot test was conducted from 30th June to 10 July. Distributed 50 questionnaires, responded 41, and errors was 11, valid was 30 questionnaires. Survey was conducted from 30th June to 10 July. Distributed 50 questionnaires, responded 41, and error was 11. Okay, so the factor analysis, okay, 10 questions was omitted because it has 0.4 below than 0.4 Cronbach alpha. So in SPSS, when we are putting all questionnaires there, and if there are even one question, one item which is 0.4 and below, it will affect the reliability of a statistic. So that's the reason why we have omitted 10 questionnaires. So chapter 4, result and data analysis. So proposed Chatbot model, encoder and decoder. So for encoder, when we wrote what is COVID, is embedded the words and it gives a proper answer, which is COVID is virus. Okay, so this is the coding used. These are the outputs. So now you can see the UI, the user interface. Okay, we have a symbol, and then we have buttons for the students to ask. So when the student click what is COVID-19, it gives a lengthy answers. When it asks something related to something is not related to COVID, so in this case what is computer science, and then the chatbot says I'm here to help you with your question. In the meantime, can you please rephrase? Okay, so in this particular chatbot I have used a lot. I have imported a lot of libraries. So the main libraries are jQuery, Popper, Bootstrap, and also JavaScript. So those are the codings. So these are the results for the pre-pilot and pilot test. So basically, all questionnaires are valid. So 100% is valid. So reliability is 0.755, okay, out of 19 questionnaires. So survey was conducted from 5th September 2021 to 20th September 2021. Distributed 180 questionnaires, received 156, valid was 132, rejected 24, and time taken to answer approximately 25 minutes. So descriptive analysis, the gender mostly answered the questionnaires was female 68.9%, age between 54.5%, age 17, which is 54.5%. So the race, chatbot, all of them are chatbot users. So when we ask something related to command variable, mostly says strongly agrees. The chatbot performance was good. Okay, the learnability, okay, when we ask something, the students agree, okay, they are satisfied with the chatbot. So the impression, so okay, the strongly agree also. 57.6% of students says they like to use chatbot. So students use Curvebot. Most of them agree to use Curvebot. 69, okay, 52.3% plus 44.7% is almost, I think, 97%, if I'm not mistaken. So 97% of them strongly agree to use this modified, the improved Curvebot. Okay, so this is the result for research question 3. So this is the result. So discussion, answers for proposed Curvebot model. So both encoder and decoder plays an essential role in Curvebot model. In this model, encoder and decoder are used to convert the coronavirus related data from one form to the other form. So for the answer for research question 1, all the parameters are strongly agree between 50 to 65%. And agree between 30 to 40%. So research objective 1 is achieved by designing a model of a Curvebot with the parameters. So answer for research question 2, okay, the research question 2 was achieved, okay, because it has strongly agree 52.3% and agree 44.7%. Okay, the objective is achieved by determining the student's expectation to use Curvebot and after implementing proposed Curvebot. So answer for research objective 3, the research objective 3 is achieved. Okay, all the hypotheses are significant relationship. There are positive relationship between the parameters and student using Curvebot. Okay, the relationship between the learnability and SUC, comprehension and SEC, naturalness and SEC, and friendliness and SUC are positive and strength relationship. But the command and SUC and impression and SEC are positive but low strength relationship. Conclusion, all the parameters are significant. So research objective 3 is achieved by determining the significant relationship between the parameters and school student. So this is the result and answer for research question 3. You can see all the variables are positive relationship with SUC. All this is 0.5 and above, and it has two tails. Conclusion, okay, the Curvebot model is appropriate and supported by the respondents' secondary school students through convenient sampling methods. Okay, research question 1 is achieved, okay, because it's rated strongly agree between 50 to 65%. Research question 2 is also achieved because it's rated strongly agree 52.3%. Research question 3 is achieved, okay. So the research is successfully completed and achieved their objective. The future study should enhance this work and Curvebot usage among students, parents, and business. So my special thanks to my supervisor, assessor, program coordinator, MIIT lecturers, staffs, librarians, survey respondents, classmates, and my parents and teacher, parents and sister. So for the question and answer, for those who are watching my video on YouTube and all other social media platforms, I'm going to share my email to you on the description box. So you can ask me any questions or my thesis, or you can ask any codings or anything regarding the Chatbot, chatbot, and also yeah, about the thesis, about the chatbot, about the coding, about importing any kind of libraries. You can ask me. I'm ready to answer. So thank you for watching, and good luck for those who are going to do your presentation also.